Hey guys, Amy from Recharge Physio here. I thought I would do a little video regarding something that I've been getting asked a little bit lately as I've had a few acute injuries come through. I always get asked, is icing something that's good to do, or something that people should do just to accelerate the healing of the injury? So research has shown actually that the previous RICE protocol, so rest, ice, compression, elevation, they're actually steering more towards peace and love. So peace is more for the super acute part of the injury, and then love is more for the couple weeks following injury. So for the peace aspect, very similar to RICE in terms of peace. P is for protect. So whether that is using crutches, using a moon boot, or just avoiding those aggravating activities. E is elevate. So generally elevation means above the line of the heart, so laying on the back, leg up. A is avoid anti-inflammatories, which generally anti-inflammatories, oral anti-inflammatories is something that people think is what we need to do to help reduce swelling and reduce blood flow, so reduce the amount of bruising and things like that after injury. But research has shown that we actually want blood flow to come to the area. So for example, a fresh calf strain, avoiding anti-inflammatories, oral anti-inflammatories if you can, because a little bit of blood flow and a little bit of nutrients and healing properties in the blood is actually a good idea, unless something is excessively swelling. Same with ice, which we're going to talk about. But A in peace and love stands for avoid anti-inflammatories. And ice. So icing, again, similar to the anti-inflammatories, basically a topical version, stops blood flow to the area, which again is something that we actually kind of want because it brings the healing properties in the blood to the area. So I generally say, like, if people are really sore, then applying ice to the area is fine. It's not gonna do harm, but it's not something that I would get someone sitting in icing regularly, because it's something they should do to help accelerate healing. C in peace and love stands for compression. So whether that's some tubey grip, depending on the injury, we can kind of help you with the compression side of it. And then E stands for educate. So again, come in to see us and we can give you the correct education regarding your injury. So that's a long story short of the peace part of peace and love, which is basically somewhat replacing the whole RICE for acute injuries.